Solomon, I have returned. If you would like to know more on how to build this lovely Gundam model, then please keep watching. Hi fellow hobbyists, Mark here, family man and father of 3. In this video I thought I would do something slightly different. As all hobbyists know, sometimes we'll go out, buy something off the cuff because it just looks cool. But as we all know, time is precious and we never seem to get around to actually going through with our original plans. The same is true for me. I was lucky enough to go on holiday to Japan a few years ago before travel was an issue and picked up a number of Gundam models from Akihabara in Tokyo. To my wife's sadness, I filled a large part of our suitcase and brought them all back, only to put them in a cupboard. Until now. Today I will build one for you off the cuff, and I hope you enjoy. Right then, as mentioned before, this is the set I'm going to be attempting to build, sort of like live if you like. So I'm just going to open it up now and take a look at the contents. I've already taken the shrink wrapper off. So what we've got in here is got the instructions, all in Japanese, so I'm hoping that having a quick look at this, they look fairly straightforward, so I don't necessarily need to read it. Hopefully I'll just be able to look through the pictures. Then I've got the screws here, colour coordinated by the looks of it again, and from what I've read before as well, it should just be simple click to get it together, so no need for any glue. So I'm going to hopefully only need my clippers, but I have got the knife just in case I need to clean any sections or anything like that. Okay, so let's get cracking. Right then, having spent just a few minutes just looking at the instructions, it looks fairly straightforward. I've got 6 sprues in total, A, B and C. I'm making 2 Gundam support pods, and so I'm assuming that 222 would mean one sprue, or one of each sprue for each of the pods. I shouldn't necessarily be able to have to read Japanese, so I should be able to just follow the pictorial pictures straightforwardly. So I've got the two sprues here, which are B, so I'll only be needing 1 for that pod, and then I've got 2 C's here, and then I'm just going to quickly open up the main one, the colour coordinated one now, for the 2 main sections of the pod. So if I just separate these and just put one of each type to one side, so that I know then all I have to do is duplicate them. So looking at the straightforward set of instructions, this is very useful for me because sometimes some sets of instructions can be quite complicated even if they're in English. So I've got A13, A4, if I just correspond this to this sprue over here. So I've got A4 is over here and A13 is here. So if I just cross-reference that to this, looking at here as well, it looks as though I need to make two of these for the next step. So if I just pop these out now, and then A4, just double check that. There, put that to one side. So just have a quick look, make sure they're not too rough, because I'm assuming these pieces will have to click together. So looking at the picture, obviously I'm doing this a bit upside down, but obviously straightforward here. Just click that in there, and then just click that in there. Right then. So step 2, I'm looking at B7 and B19, and I'll need these pieces here. So looking over here, I've got B7, which is the front, and B19, which is the back. Just got to double check I'm not clipping the wrong things. There's the front. So I get the feeling that this is going to be something I can see. So if I just tidy that up a little bit. Right then, looking at this instruction. So I've got to, let's do it this way so I can see what's going on. So that to the top, facing outwards apparently. So I've got this right, so I'm looking at that should click in nicely like that, and then facing outwards like this, facing outwards like this, so bottom part like that, yep, and bottom part like that, put that in, and then that's at the top, that should be at the top there, and then line this all up, and hopefully it should click into place. There we go. Right then, I'm going to have a quick read of the next steps, prep all the pieces, and then hopefully show you a bit further on. Right then, speed things along, I've prepped all the parts, I've chopped them all off the sprue for sections or steps 3 to 6, just to speed the video up a bit so that you're not seeing me just clip away. I haven't cleaned all the parts, and there were some sections that are a little bit tricky that I might have to just tidy up so that they'll fit. And there was 1 or 2 sections that were a bit dodgy, so I'll just explain those just to be careful you don't snip the wrong thing. So on to step 3, I just need to take this top hatch and straightforward there, it clicks in, fits nicely. I'll not clean the sections necessarily unless it's something I can see within the model, so as long as it fits okay, then I should be fairly okay. Trying to just double check here with the highlighting something important, but it doesn't look as though it's fairly complicated, so I'll just need to click that part in there. I did clean the top here and bottom, and some of the sections you have to be just a bit wary of, and just double check before you do. I might have needed to, oh no, that fits in nicely there. Okay, so that's that part, and then the bottom part here fits in there. So that's step 3. So put the pod to one side for a minute while I move on to section 4. Looking fairly straightforward. So there's no top. Yes, there is. There's a top and a bottom. So slide that in there. Looking at the picture, it needs to go all the way by the looks of it, so that I need to just push it in, hopefully. Is that right? Doesn't look completely right here. Oops, no, got it wrong way. So I need to get this out now. Push that out. Let's try the other way, see if it's any better. Yep, there we go. So I'm assuming that these 2 marks indicate a click. Okay, so there was me trying to figure that out. Right, looking at this, I think it goes as such. It does say it needs to click. Right, so then the top half needs to fit in here. Oops, is that right? click, looking good. Put that to one side. Now on to step 5, fairly straightforward this one hopefully. There and there. And on this section here I can just see that there's some parts that just need a bit of tidying up from the sprue, just so it looks a bit more tidy. And over here, a little bit, not to go over the top. There you go. So then step 5 is, this is the back. I believe that should go with that. Excellent. Right, this was one of the pieces got to be careful about. I think there was one of the clips was fairly close to one of the connection sections, so B12 and B11, stick those two together as such, facing that way. And here as well, I couldn't necessarily get quite close, so I'm going to have to just tidy that up. So now it's in place, I can just clip that off there and just tidy that up there, so it should fit a little bit more snugly onto the pod. So I need to stick this any particular direction, and now, so get that in there as such. There we go. And then this should fit any particular direction, and now should fit at the bottom there. Excellent. Right then, so on to the next part of the step. So it looks like I have to alternate these for now. So one here and one here. Do they need a bit of a tidy up? Just a little. There we go. And I'm assuming this means that I do the same thing on both sides. So B6 facing this way. There we go. And there we go. This one, just tidy this up. See if it's alright on the other side. That one's okay. Oh, this one just needs a bit of tidy up. There we go. Right then, so that's part 5 done. Put that to one side and on to part 6, so B18 onto B8. Large and small. By the looks of it, is that right? No. Looking at the picture, it should go in as such. There we go. Give that a bit of a tidy. I would normally try and use a file, but because I'm not painting these, filing can sometimes leave a bit of scoring for me, so I'm just going to tidy up like as such. Again, it should be large to small. There we go. There we go. So put that one there. Right, so this should be straightforward. This on the front. Yep. And this on the back. Shouldn't need a tidy up. Looking good. And then the same here. Making sure I line this up. What's that one? go. Right then, so these should fit facing forward. Yep, facing forward as such, and as such. Right then, so what I'm going to do is, so I've done steps 1 to 6, I can then move this across over and start doing the next section, and then I've got the reference pictures here. So I'm just going to pause this for a second and set up for the next shoot. Right then, I'm going to be doing steps 7 to 11. I did notice as I was going through the sprues that I missed a section back in step 5. I didn't need to put, well, I should have put all 4 of these little thrusters, if you like, rather than just the 2. Looking at the picture, I thought it was just put 2 for now, but it looks as though you put all 4, so all 4 thrusters in for that section there. Right then. Step 7 looks as though you repeat twice, so I had a little bit of a dry run just to see what it looked like. They are movable as well, which is quite cool with regards to that, so you can position it. So hopefully this should be straightforward for me because I've already kind of done it once, but you never know. So step 7, all sections are from sprue 7C, sorry. So holding it up, I found that putting the larger section in made a bit easier to clip in, but some people probably assumed that was sensible anyway. Right, so there you go. So what I'll just do is I'll just do a little bit of a tidy up, just so we can get rid of those parts where I've clipped it off the sprue. There we go. And that, just tidy that up a little bit. There we go. And then moving on to the next section, so looking at that way, stick that part there. I'm not going to clean that one because I think that ball bearing type situation is going to go into the pod anyway, so shouldn't see that. So that's that one. And then the claw, again, pointy section up. What I might do, so I might just tidy that up first before putting them in, because they might be a bit tricky to clean once they're in. Always be careful obviously when using a knife that you don't cut yourself, and secondly that you don't cut too much of the detail or the model off. All you're trying to do is just tidy it up a little bit. But again, you don't necessarily need to do this. Just practice based on your level as you see fit. Making this model seems to be a lot straightforward than making many other models that I've made in the past. It is very clear and easy to understand instruction wise. So that's step 7. So let's get the pod and let's stick them on, making sure I get the claws in the right place. So that's that one, and that's this one. Brilliant. Okay, quite cool how they are flexible and movable like that. Right, put that to one side. Let's get on to the gun. Looking at this ahead of time, it looks like obviously there are 2 options with regards to the gun pod, with a single cannon or the double cannon. Steps 8 and 9 look for the large gun, and then 10, 11 look for the twin barrel gun. So step 8 is where I am now. So A7, A6 with this little section in the middle first. So let's make sure I get this right. So the hole here and this goes as such, and then there we go, clip it in. Okay, move on to the next part. So gun like this, this, here. There we go. Right then, that way round. This part here. What I might do is I might just tidy that up first. Right then, and then this part facing forward. Okay, nice. This is a bit hard to see on the camera, but I think it's indicating that there's a smoother end to the barrel as opposed to the click section. So when you are making it, you should notice it. I notice it just here. There's one end is straightforward, sort of like cut, and the other one is smoothed as a barrel. So just make sure the barrel end is pointing outwards as such. So that's that part. So on to step 9. So again, making sure I got it the right way around. One. Again, I might tidy that part up actually before I, so it doesn't look so messy. And that one, see? Yeah. There we go. So, 1, 2, click in, yep. Right, that's that one done. Excellent. Right, so on to step 10. I'm not too sure what this step is indicating here, so I'm going to figure that out as I get closer to the step itself. So make sure there we go, bit of tidy up before I move on to the next step. Right then, so let's have a look. Here we go. So which way? So this is pointing to it fits in. So realistically there shouldn't be any confusion with regard to that. It basically means there's only one way for it to fit. That's that. So that's step 10. Now step 11. So flat section. Right then, so let's check this. So facing me as such. No, like that. Right then, so like that, like that. So a dry fit. Like that. So this is a bit tricky. Which way? Is it further in? Ah, here we go, further in. That's right, further in. And then there we go. Just a bit of tidy up. Right then, so then put step 11, moving on to the next section. That goes as such. Always be careful with the clippers on circular cutting when it's at an angle, because the clippers are obviously very straight. So what I tend to do is just give it a bit of excess so that I can then just tidy up as necessary. So if it's facing down, one gun goes here, and then I just need to make the second gun. barrel should be the same as such, and then tidy up. There we go. And then assuming it's the same principle, there we go. So I've got the two guns and the pod here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut, and then I'm going to do the last few steps, steps 12 to 14, and then just do a bit of tidying up as well. Okay. Right then, I've upped a little bit the brightness of the camera just so that you can see the parts a bit clearer. And also, I think the final steps are fairly straightforward. I've tidied up a bit of the model as well, just got rid of any sort of like flash, etc. And just tidied up everything and made sure that there was nothing left on the sprues before finishing off. So step 12 is literally choosing your weapon mount, so whether you want the single as such or the double as such there. Okay, so very interchangeable, very easy to use. Step 13 looks to be the stand. I'm assuming this symbol here means optional because there's one here. I didn't really see this section. I'm assuming this is an optional stand or an extra thing that you might want to get later on. So we've got stand here, so stand 12. So these are the last parts from the sprue. So straightforward. And then I'm assuming this just fits snugly here as such so that it can stand up brilliantly. Okay, so let's just have a quick look, see whether it looks as close to as it can to the picture. Yeah, looks fairly straightforward. I think that's adjustable. Oh, excellent. So gun adjustable to twistable, same for the arms. It's quite a lovely model to make, to be perfectly honest. Very straightforward. Again, I didn't need to obviously be able to read Japanese. I could just follow the instructions as always. There are two in the box, so I've just made the one, but the steps are repeated for the second gun pod. Well, I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and it has been of some use to you. I would suggest you give things a go and not leave them in your cupboard like me for years on end. I have built one of these and if you did enjoy it, obviously do let me know. I would love to hear from you and what you think. I will obviously get cracking and try and get the other one done ASAP. If maybe you want to offer some suggestions for future videos, I do have some other Gundam models. If you really want to obviously see me put them together, by all means let me know. If not, I'll go back to modelling, etc. So I hope to see you all soon. Take care. Thank you very much. Bye.